Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I went over, I guess, the 12th, 13th time to Kyiv. Why is he on the phone with a foreign leader, trying to intimidate a foreign leader? And I had gotten a commitment from Poroshenko and from Yatsenyuk that they would take action against the state prosecutor, and they didn't. You should be asking him the question. I said, no, I said, I'm not going to, or we're not going to give you the $1 billion. They said, you have no authority. You're not the president. The president said. I said, call him. This appears to be an overwhelming abuse of power. I said, I'm telling you, you're not getting the $1 billion. Trying to intimidate a foreign leader. I looked, I said, I'm leaving in 6 hours. If the prosecutor's not fired, you're not getting the money. Well, son of a bitch. Got fired. And everybody's looked at it and said there's nothing there. Ask the right question.
Do you think it was wrong for him to take that position?
No.
Knowing that it was really because that company wanted access to you?
Well, that's not true. You're saying things you do not know what you're talking about. No one said that. Who said that?
Don't you think that it's just one of those things where people think, well, that seems kind of sleazy. Why would he have that job if not for who his father was?
Because he's a very bright guy.
I guess the question I'm kind of asking is,
appearance.
Was it right?
His appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he said he regretted having done it.
Yeah.
Speaks for himself. It's a grown man.
You're going to predict a win tomorrow?
Were a disaster. They were a disgrace to our country. And we've caught them. We've caught them all. We've got it all on tape. We've caught them all. And by the way, you gave the idea for the Logan Act against General Flynn. You better take a look at that, because we caught you in a sense. And President Obama was sitting in the office. He knew about it, too. So don't tell me about a free transition.
Been in my life that I regret. Every single one of those things has brought me exactly to where I am right now, which is probably the best place I've ever been in my life. I've gone through my own struggles.
In and out of rehab 7, 8 times.
Say it nicer to me. Sought treatment
Sought
for
treatment.
an issue like
Sought
most
treatment
people.
for substance abuse issues
so
7 or 8
insensitive.
times. I'm so sorry.
You didn't have any extensive knowledge about natural gas or Ukraine itself, though?
No.
You didn't have any extensive knowledge about natural gas or Ukraine itself, though?
No.
I have one more question. The FBI is reported
And Mr. Biden, what is your response to the New York Post story about your son, sir?
I know you'd ask it. I have no response. It's another smear campaign. Right up your alley. They're the questions you always ask.
And did you...
I mean, I don't think the New York Post would publish them without being absolutely certain they're authentic. Finally, they don't even dispute that they're authentic, and I'll give you the best one of all. The big mouth lawyer made a very big mistake. Before this was even out, when it was just they were called about it, first thing he does is call that merchant. And he says, can I have my client's hard drive back? So he's basically admitting for his client, as his client's agent, that's Hunter Biden's hard drive. I have about 10 pieces of confidential information nobody knows, except me and Hunter Biden. This is Hunter Biden's emails, texts, and really, the photographs will shock the hell out of you. The photographs are disgusting, and they make him a national security risk for the United States of America. Because every photograph I have, China has, plus a lot more. They reveal federal crimes. They reveal disgusting sexual behavior.
Do you have anything in those emails tying Joe Biden to Hunter's international business?
You got to be kidding me. Sure. You know the memo that says 10% for the big guy?
Yeah.
We got to figure out who the big guy is? Okay.
Yep.
About a day later, Hunter is laying out the office he's going to share with the Chinese communists. He's going to share it with a Chinese communist intelligence agent. The first two keys he asked for is for Joe Biden and Jill Biden. I have that memo. What's he putting his father in that office for? If his father's not getting 10%, if his father's not the big guy. I'll give you another one. Hunter Biden is writing to his daughter and explaining to his daughter how unfair he's been treated all his life. And at the very end, he says, I've been supporting this family for 30 years. But unlike Pop, I'm not going to ask you to kick back half your salary. Now, what does that tell you? That explains the whole RICO scheme. Hunter pays the expenses. That's why Joe has all those beautiful houses that the Washington Post has said, gee, how can you afford those houses? I wonder. Because he's taking bribes, Washington Post. And his son is holding it for him. The son is paying for everything. The son has to kick back half to him. What the hell kind of family is that? And the son couldn't earn a penny. The son is a degenerate drug addict. I'm sorry. I feel bad for him. But you ask this question, why did Joe put his son in that position? And he puts him in business with 4 of the most crooked people in the world. Well, now that's got to be stupidity or greed.
Discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period. I did anything wrong, and I didn't realize he was on the board till after he'd been on the board, and at the same time, he has come forward and said it was a mistake on his part to be on the board. I don't know what he was doing. I know he was on the board. I found out he was on the board after he was on the board, and that was it.
The fact is, I was unaware of his investments until those occurred, and I've never discussed my son's business with him because I didn't want any conflict.
I don't discuss business with my son. I didn't know that was the case. I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters, and I've never discussed them.
Since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think that the system produces corrupt results when there you are?
Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but thank you for that, though.